Welcome to Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is all about solving systems of equations. Now, the first method we use for solving systems of equations is by graphing. So before we really jump into solving systems, I want us to recall how to just graph normal lines so we can be successful at it. So I want you to remember y equals mx plus b, okay? You've heard this probably since the 7th or 8th grade. You've been introduced to this. Now remember the y-intercept. That is going to be where your graph starts, okay? How far up or how far down it starts. And that is that b value, that number by itself. The slope, the number with the x, that is going to be your rise over run. That's showing you how the graph is changing. So in order to graph these properly, what you want to do is you want to start with a y-intercept. So for our first example, y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Well, we start up at that 3. That's our y-intercept. So that's where I'm going to start my graph, is right there. And now my rise over run of 1/2. So that means I go up 1 and over 2 from that point. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, and I keep going. I can even go in reverse because the more points you have, the more accurate of a line you can draw. And once you have those points, you can connect them and you have your graph. Now let's look at our next one. So here we're starting with a y-intercept up at 1. So I have my y-intercept of 1. Now I have a slope of negative 4/3. So what negative 4/3 means is I'm going down 4 and then over 3. Always rise over run, but if it's negative, it means you're going down. So down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 3, puts me right there. Down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 3. And again, you can always go in reverse. 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Because again, the more points you have, the more accurate of a line you will get. Once you have the points, connect them up to get your line. All right, now, what about when you have whole numbers? So here I have 3x minus 5. So it starts just as easy. Here's my y-intercept starting down at negative 5. But my slope is 3. It's a whole number. So when it's a whole number, think of your rise over run as 3 over 1. Whenever you have a whole number, just think of it as over 1. So I go up 3, 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. Continue that pattern forward and back. And once you have all those points, that is what gives you your straight line. All right, now look at the next one, y equals negative 2x. So here I want you to think about the fact that there's no number by itself. It looks like the y-intercept isn't there. When it's not there, remember I want you to think of a 0. Okay, if there's no y-intercept showing, that just means it's going to start at the origin. So we're going to start right at 0. Now my slope, my number with my x. So negative 2, again, think of that as negative 2 over 1. So rise of negative 2 over 1. So basically that means down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. And again, follow that pattern in both directions to get as accurate of a line as possible. Then connect your points. Now, there are a couple special cases when we're talking about these. So the two special cases I want to talk about are when you just have x or just have y set equal to a number, okay? Because two different things happen. When you have the line x equals 4, that line x equals 4, that is creating a vertical line. So wherever you just have an equation x equals, that is a vertical line starting where x is 4. If you ever have a line y equals a number, so here y equals -3, I want you to remember that it's creating a horizontal line. So you start where y is -3, and then you just get a horizontal line there. So those are going to be the two special cases. And again, I know you've seen them before, but I just think you could use a refresher on how these work, what these look like. All right, so that's all the graphing that I have for you. So as always, please make sure you have that written down and then ask any questions before you start your practice work.